I want to talk about boxing. KSI versus Jake Paul. You know, Jake Paul's just beat the basketballer Nate on the Mike Tyson undercard. Nate Robinson destroyed him, knocked him out. You know what I mean? He's won his last two fights by knockout. So yeah, so everyone wants to see the Jake Paul and KSI fight because obviously they got beef, all this history. KSI beat Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul. Do you know what I mean? They had two fights in there. The first one I think was a draw, and then second fight, KSI managed to beat Logan Paul. So this is a fight to make, KSI versus Jake Paul. I think it's a good fight, but yeah, I think it's a good fight. I think Jake Paul's got to be slight favorite. You know, because you know he's looking good. He's decent. Do you know what I mean? Because I've boxed before and analyzing these two guys, KSI, Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul will be slight favorite. Do you know what I mean? I know not people don't like him, but you know once in the ring, it's not about who you like, who you don't like. It's about who is the better fighter. Do you know what I mean? And I think Jake Paul's slightly better fighter. Maybe he's not been tested though. I mean, the last two. I mean, he fought KSI's brother, as a Deji, in his first fight. Stopped him, didn't I think? But Deji gave him a good fight. You know, blooded his nose, everything. He fought that Tib guy, whatever his fucking name is, knocked him out, and then he fought this Nate Robinson basketballer who's never boxed before. You know, he's still an athlete though, isn't he? He's an athlete, but he's never boxed before. Little guy. Same with that with that Tib, whatever his fucking name is. He's a little guy as well. So he's fought little guys. He's the bigger guy in there, guy with a bigger power. But you know, he's done what he's had to do. Whereas KSI, I don't think he's that technically that good. But I think with KSI, he's got that heart. He's got that fighter's heart. Do you know what I mean? He'll make it a rough and tough fight. And I think that's the reason he beat Jake Paul's brother Logan Paul on the second fight. Because it's just hard. Because skill-wise, KSI ain't really that good. But he does have that heart. Do you know what I mean? He does have that heart. His power's okay. So if I was to pick, I'd say Jake Paul's slight favourite. You know, he's got the power. He's got a bit. I think he's got a bit of nastiness to him compared to his brother. He's got a nastiness in him. He wants to. He's got that fighter's nastiness in him. But but where I could see him losing it is, you know, KSI I think will be really his first big challenge, because like I said, KSI's got heart, and I think that's gonna be the way to beat Jake Paul, is to just go at him basically. Do you know what I mean? See if he can handle that heat. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he handled it with that Tib guy, but you know, KSI I think he'll be a different beast. I think he'll make a scrappy fight. He'll make it sloppy, and he'll put it on him. Do you know what I mean? He'll put it on him. I think that's the only way to beat this Jake Paul. I don't think he's amazing as well, but compared to, you know, he's decent. He's got punching power. He's got that mean streak in him. Yeah, but KSI, like I said, he's got heart, you know, stamina and heart. I mean, I think that's his way of beating Jake Paul. He's gotta, what's it called? He's got to break his soul, take the fight to him basically, make it a scrap, make it a fight. Do you know what I mean? Blood his nose a bit, because you know, from the fights I've seen, Jake Paul, he bleeds a lot. Blood his nose a bit. Do you know what I mean? Rough him up a bit. Do you know what I mean? But KSI will take shots, and it's how he's gonna react to that. Do you know what I mean? How is he gonna react to Jake Paul's power? You know what I mean? He's gonna go gun shy and not take it. But you know, like I said, he's got the heart to do it. Both these guys can beat each other, but I'll slightly favour Jake Paul. Slightly favour Jake Paul. But maybe once the fight gets made, maybe I'll change my mind. But at the moment, I think Jake Paul, KSI, if it happens, I think Jake Paul will be favourite to win it. I won't rule out KSI. Like I said, he's got that heart. I think he's got that heart. And I don't think Jake Paul's really been tested, really, has he? He's fought a lot of these guys smaller. I mean, KSI's probably going to be still probably smaller, but he's at least he's a decent size, isn't it? I think in terms of like the height wise, it won't be that much of a difference. Weight wise, Jake Paul will be slightly bigger, but yeah. And KSI's fought a bigger guy before in Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul. So I gotta say, man, I think I'm favouring Jake Paul, but you know, I think KSI can still win. But Jake Paul for me. What do you guys think? Jake Paul or KSI? Who wins if this fight ever happens? Leave your comments below.